You know what time it is? It's day 6 of the Monarch Millions, and it's what, 3:40 a.m. local, and it's going to be a continuation of the Kaihan Mokri matches. You know, if you didn't catch yesterday's action, you definitely should. It was a lot of fun to watch. It was, how many did we play? Do you remember, Kevin?
3 matches yesterday, right?
Oh, right. It was a minus $2 million match first.
Yeah, we had 2 times $2 million matches to start things off. Kaihan took down both of those. And then round 3, they doubled the stakes. They played for $4 million apiece. Aussie wins it back, even for the day, take a nap. But this match that we're about to watch, Randy, happened shortly after, right?
Oh, that's right. I remember everything now. Yes, he wanted to take a sleep, and then he happened to broke even with the proper martingale, and then they've negotiated to play $5 million apiece. So this is going to be a $10 million match. And the thing is, maybe Kaihan Mokri, you know, having to lose that big match right before, obviously it seemed like he was looking really well in terms of his play. Maybe some adjustments, because there was that huge hand with the ace-3 against the 2 jacks.
Yeah, we were talking about that briefly. I mean, it looked like in the first couple of matches that Kaihan had a pretty good handle on Aussie's game. He was kind of running him over, to be honest, but also got hit by the deck. The couple of times we saw Aussie pick up big hands in that third match, Kaihan stepped a little out of line, tried to run a bluff, it didn't work. It ends up going Aussie's direction, and Kaihan was kind of visibly upset. It seemed like, oh, really, we're going to stop now? I kind of want to keep playing. I can wait maybe 1 hour. There's a lot of this kind of talk.
Yeah, so it's going to be game number 4 for Kaihan Mokri. We're going to be able to give that to you shortly when the players do happen to be at their seats. And overall, in terms of results, you know, it kind of seems like Aussie Katola struggled in the beginning. He lost to Limitless. He was down $6 million. Then he played Foxen on day 2. He was down another $3 million. And then something started to click for him, because when he played Foxen again on day 3, he did profit overall $3 million on Foxen total across the 2 days. Then he happened to battle Elias Talvidier, broke even there, and then, you know, with Mokri, broke even once again.
Yep.
So it seems like the players are at their table, so let's go. Game 4, $10 million match.
Okay.
GL.
Guess whose glasses I'm using?
I know.
You'll be wondering about it the whole match.
I know.
It's going to annoy you. No, it's going to annoy you. You don't know.
So once again, both players in for $5 million apiece.
No.
No?
Haha. Raise.
Raised 100,000.
You recognize these glasses, Randy?
I recognize the electrolytes and those 3 glasses of, yeah. When you said glasses, you meant the 3 glasses of
No, I meant
ice.
the ones on
Oh,
Mockery's face.
do you remember those 3 glasses?
Those are those
The
still?
ice cubes, the melted ice cubes.
So that's like 1/4 vodka and 3/4 melted ice at this.
So once again, it's $5 million a piece. The winner
Raised
will
100.
have 10 million or 0. And the blinds are 25,000, 50,000. Also Cotola, 10-7 offsuit. Making top pair against 8-3 of clubs, which has that flush draw.
Early collision. Pretty strong hand for Cotola.
There's some chance we just get a little bit of
5 seconds.
Monarch here today, given he got that little bit of rest in between
100.
game 3 and this game.
Half
C-bet's
pot.
125K, yep.
This a pretty dynamic board. Aussie sizing up. Just a call from Mokri.
Jack on the turn, overcards the board. Curious to see if he follows through with a double barrel with the pair of 10s.
Yeah, it's a bit thin with a low kicker, but we've generally seen Monarch double barrel on these kind of boards. The Jack is pretty blank.
5 seconds.
His hand likely to still be good.
Does opt to check.
And this going to be a bluff opportunity for Kaihan.
Bet 300,000.
300,000. Hoping his opponent's got high card.
We don't love having the 7 of clubs, but clear call for Monarch.
There we go. First $1.1 million pot to Aussie Cotola. Oh, it's nice to be in the lead.
They changed the menu for today. It's either this one.
Yeah, this one is fine.
This one?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Raise.
Raised 100,000.
Looks like the pre-flop raise strategy will continue. Min raises for Kaihan Mokri. 2.5x for Cotola. Doesn't seem like Monarch's complaining about sleep anymore. In the zone. Mistakes. Where he likes to be.
I do wonder if there was a real nap taken or if this was just like a get out of the room for a bit. Refocus.
Hard to say. But we do have diamonds versus hearts, and hearts make a pair.
Bet 50,000.
Do see a 50K C-bet from Mokri.
I remember when we left off last night, Randy, Mokri was playing a far more aggressive style than we saw in the first couple of matches. Much less checking on early streets, and don't know that it was a successful adjustment. Some of the best spots he was able to generate came after checking flops. Here he's well behind.
And ace is a nice card for Cotola. Checks it over. Queen might complicate things, makes it more difficult for Monarch to go for value. This is a game of thin value bets from what we've seen throughout the week.
Yeah, generally we're seeing Aussie bets hands that are this strong on the river, in or out of position.
5 seconds.
I think it's the only way more money goes into this pot.
Bet 175,000.
Yeah, very healthy bet there with just a jack. It's a lovely one, pocket kings. Seen him get unlucky in earlier matches with kings. This time, won't even get a pre-flop raise out of the 7 deuce suited.
Yeah, fortunate for Kaihan to get away from that one. Maybe the only suited hand that I've seen him fold in the big blind. He's generally been willing to
100,000.
take flops pretty light. They're 100 big blinds effective.
Like, it wouldn't have been unreasonable if he defended, right?
No, it's, I think, pretty fringy in theory. And a lot of the pros have chosen to play even looser in the big blind than theory, just thinking they're generally going to outplay Monarch Post.
Right. Trying to be a little bit more careful and inflated pots pre-flop. In terms of looseness, I would say that Mokri's been the most active of all the pros we've seen.
Race.
Yeah, one notable thing from yesterday was, I believe, just 0% folds on the button. So I'm limping 7 deuce offsuit, 9 deuce offsuit. Trying to get involved every time he's in position.
Catola, queen, jack of clubs.
5 seconds. Suited to 500,000.
But it is very safe to say that Monarch has been more aggressive than every single one of the pros we've seen so far in terms of pre-flop 3 betting.
Oh, definitely. 3 and 4 betting. Far more willing to build a big pot.
If you want to get into frequencies, I feel like his 3-bet frequency is higher than all of the pros combined. So we got a raise, and a call.
This, I believe, just 125 and
Should
call.
be. Should be. Likely 250 in the middle. But we'll see. Queen 7 versus 7-4 diamonds.
5 seconds.
It's king, queen 8.
125.
Yeah, Aussie is... he's a thin value better. Say that. He often... I mean, I don't know. I guess he goes between checking flops with pairs and just betting any pair on the flop, whether it be top, middle, or bottom.
Yeah, we talked about it before. Just kind of observing Monarch go through, let's say, phases of playing into a certain dynamic. So if he's been aggressive lately, he'll continue to be aggressive when he feels he has the best hand. If he's been trappy lately, maybe we'll also trap with weak hands so that he can bluff later.
Right.
Just kind of seeing, like, flowing with recent history. That's why you see so many different bet sizes, so many different gears. And occasionally putting in more money than we would expect with certain hands.
Raise 125,000.
This one going to be a 9-7 suited versus ace-3 offsuit. $250,000. Wow. Just flumps the flush. Not bad. Let's see if we can retain that ace-3. The 3 of clubs. 150,000.
Feel like there was a chance here for Mokri to get away from the weak flush draw. Normally we see such small bets on this kind of board, Randy, and Aussie, I think, doing well across most of the matches to recognize the chaotic image that he's built and just lean larger with some of these strongest hands. 150 into 250 here is pretty sizable.
Yeah, he did opt to call with ace high into 3 of clubs. That picks up a little perceived gut shot that could be good. Now I have to let it go against the big sizing. Aussie already up 900,000 in this match.
Race.
Raise 100,000. Cool.
Be an interesting one. Flush draw versus the pair of nines. 2 aces on board.
Check.
Gonna stay aggressive
Check.
on the flop.
75,000.
Little bonus chip here. Min plus 25k.
That's right.
Queen high flush draw feeling like it wouldn't mind growing this pot in the event of improvement.
It's the end of the world, right?
Cool.
Does get called. And there comes the flush. What a great spot for Mokri.
And dangerous for Monarch. He's picked up a flush draw to go with 2 pair. Well above average hand for the spot.
It's going to be very hard for him to get away for another bet. I'm going to imagine that Mokri expects
Check.
both an ace or a 9 to be able to call a nice size bet, and some of the backdoors usually contain that king of diamonds that can call another bet as well.
Yeah, I think that this is a pretty ideal spot for
175,000.
even larger than this. I thought maybe was coming, right?
I would think so too. It seems that he feels that his opponent is just check calling a lot of weaker hands. Maybe Jack 10 offsuit with a 10 of diamonds. He wants that to hang around. That's drawing dead.
Cool.
But even so, we just haven't seen Katola like raising turns aggressively. So it's generally whatever price that Mokri sets in position on the turn is the price they'll stay at. I think he could have extracted more there, and well,
This is an interesting board development.
yeah, flush completing on the river for Katola, now playing the 5 of diamonds, and I just don't know how Monarch rates this hand exactly. Obviously the threat of a larger flush is apparent.
5 seconds.
Maybe block incoming.
Does look like leading is on his mind. I mean, Mokri, of course, could have any ace. Maybe even hands like overpairs to the 9. I think he believes that he can get paid by worse if he sizes correctly here.
You can kind of set your own price as well.
Yeah, it would be tough for Mokri to find a raise.
Check.
So he's decided to check after using a time bank.
And I don't mind this choice. I mean, we want
Bet.
Mokri to bluff, right?
500k into 700,000.
Very sizable.
Natural bluffs seem hard to find in your opponent's range when you're holding a 5 of diamonds on a 4 flush like this.
Yeah, I agree. No straight draws other than deuce 3-5 to the wheel.
It just seems so likely you're probably beat, but he's going to look it up. $500,000 gone right there. Mokri closes the gap with that $1.7 million pot. Ace, king, and 2-8s. Remember, Mulkery, when he had 50 big blinds the other day, had 2 7s. He 3-bet and called off $2 million.
Cool.
This time, he just calls with 2 8s, 100 big blinds deep.
Mulkery avoiding disaster pre-flop twice already. Potential disaster, that is, as the 2-8s might finish this hand best.
Two overs for pocket 8s. Loves to see the check through. Probably doesn't like to see the king, but he does pick up a flush draw. Top pair, top kicker for Katola. I'd like to see a value bet from Ace King. And seems strong enough to go for 2 streets, unless he wants to get a little tricky and bot control-y.
Well, we have seen that from Aussie in the past, but I tend to agree, Randy. This hand is worth 2 pretty sizable bets. So this is a huge turn bet. 400 into 250.
Yeah, that's quite big.
And again, maybe a chance for Mulkery to get away from like a marginal pair with marginal draw.
He doesn't agree. He's making a marginal call here. And he's up against top 2 pair. Very well sized from Aussie Katola with Ace King on the turn. I don't think Aussie should worry too much about Queen 10 or the flush. I feel like if his opponent had a hand like that, they would maybe lead the turn or go for check raise.
5 seconds.
Yeah, I have to agree.
1.6 million.
6 million. Fold.
They've come out swinging here and bigger buy-in match. Trying to gain a big lead early.
Race.
Raise 100,000.
On to the battle of the kings.
3-bet incoming, perhaps?
Yeah,
Raise
you're right.
100,000. Fold.
Nice one.
Fold.
You know, those Kiwis been sitting there for a very long time.
Isn't that just the skins?
The skins has been there for like 24 hours now. Since we broadcasted yesterday.
Raise 100,000.
There's no changing color in the fruit.
Cool.
All the dragon fruit's missing, though. Did you take that?
You know it. 444. The trips flop. Seems like something I've seen quite a bit these past few weeks.
Check. Bets 125,000.
I'm gonna start with a $1.25. Hard to really represent a hand. And still relinquish of the 7-5. Do hope you guys are enjoying the stream. Day 6 of the Monarch Millions. Give us that thumbs up. Subscribe. Just so much bonus coverage for you guys every single day alongside our Triton Super High Roller Series. Me and Kevin Rabichow. Keeping an eye on the chat. Just appreciate you guys
Race.
hanging out in the wee
Raise 100,000.
hours. It's oh so late. It's 4 a.m. local, to be precise.
Cool.
Five four with the best hand at the moment. The Jack 4 clubs has some interest on this texture.
Check. Bets. 75,000.
Mulcree hasn't missed a c-bet yet.
Yeah, it's been very high c-bet today.
Cool.
Maybe in particular with weaker hands.
Ace is a scary card in general for the check caller. However, Catola does pick up a gut shot. 3 spades out there.
Yeah, given what we've witnessed over the week, this is probably a spot that Mulcree will want to attack.
Bets.
He agrees.
175,000.
The overall impression is that Monarch's folding bluff catchers a bit too often. And hands like 5-4, from my point of view, should continue here, however uncomfortable.
Yeah. Mulcree tried to use the same sizing when he had Queen 7 diamonds when he turned the flush. Not going to shake out Catola. 4 spades out there now. 5-4 is somehow the best hand. It might not know it though.
Good chance that Monarch's considering a bluff.
Might try to shake out some ace that doesn't have a spade. That would be the main hand I would think you're trying to target.
Bets.
Quick
500,000.
bet from Mulcree. Just jack high. $500,000.
Repeat sizings from the last
It is
4 flush scenario.
exactly the same. 175 on the turn and $500,000. Catola this time thinks he's getting milked. Folds the best hand.
Raise. 125,000. Cool.
Come on, this is interesting, right? He folded 7 deuce suited earlier in the big blind. This
I
time
know,
he
right?
opts to call it.
Check.
Did he just like regret the last fold?
Poker gods are like, we don't appreciate you folding suited hands in the big blind. Let's give it to him one more time.
Aussie had pocket kings during that hand.
I know.
Only other explanation is some incredible read on the universe.
Right. Well, that's a great turn card for Catola. Now with top pair. A little bit curious if he actually shoots an overbet of King 6. Clearly a different kicker than Ace King, but he might try to play off the image that the turn card is scary. Try to invite some hero calls.
Bets. 175,000.
They're going to mix up his bet sizing. 175K.
Fold.
It's a nice fold from Mulcree. I was starting to get the impression he was a bit too sticky. Find some discipline with the 4th pair.
Raise. 100,000. Cool.
Not too much to work with. Mulcree is the pre-flop raiser though.
Check. Check.
Here's our first check back of the match. King, queen high, feeling like showdown value.
Yeah, I think you're right about that from Mulcree.
Check.
Not much has changed for the king, queen.
Well, it's changed for the 9-6 because it has a flush with the 6 of diamonds.
Seems like the time to go for value.
There's been a lot of 4 flush boards as of late.
And that can come with the idea that First aggressor is just getting too ambitious, trying to represent hands that aren't that common. It's hard to make a flush heads up.
It's going 3/4 with the 6 of diamonds. Thinking about calling or raising?
I think he's debating call. Obviously, there are ways to have no flush here.
Wow, he calls with king, queen high, and that is a healthy value bet from the 6 of diamonds.
You know, I said the other day, Randy, I believe, but these are the kinds of calls that can work out well against pros with certain, let's say, assumptions built into the betting strategy, but I don't think it's going to perform well against Aussie. We've seen his willingness to bluff with hands that feel strong to bluff with, his willingness to value bet thin, as well with hands that seem too thin to go for value. Just like,
it's what I call a mergey player.
We're not dealing with polarized 150K on the river there. We're dealing with a whole lot of stuff, and King Queen, I think, just not strong enough.
Yeah, it feels like you're kind of burning there. Like you mentioned, Katoa's the type of guy where he sees the board change and he's got like bottom pair and decides, you know what, it's better for me to turn it into a bluff. Try to fold out a bigger pair. So you almost need your opponent to have like the perfect combo. But I do agree with you, most pros in the spot will see like some kind of pair and just be like, well, there's a 4 flush out there, but it has showdown value still. Whereas Katoa reads it as maybe an opportunity to steal pot.
Yep. Have to be careful
We're
what
playing one of
assumptions
those
are built in.
check down pots right now. Look at this from the 9-4. This seems like a little bit of a counter move against Katoa's kind of light checking back range. Like I kind of think that if he had the 9-4, you see him stab there. On that same board, I feel like if he had a 7, he would just go for check call instead.
Yep. I definitely agree. Waiting towards bluffs in that spot.
Yeah, most of the pros, when they come into a game like this, they're thinking of just a nice strategy that works against Monarch. But they got to be a little bit careful sometimes because Monarch has been adjusting with time. And also just changing his play, mixing it up. So what might work on one day might not work out so well another, or different stages of the match. Still though, Katoa with the lead. Suited 4 works both ways. Suited 4 makes a flush for Mokri. Just a flushy day, eh?
It's getting a little out of hand, Randy. Might need to check these decks.
We were getting a lot of flushes with 4 cards. Now we're just flopping flushes. Even Katoa flopped a flush earlier. 9-7 clubs.
Check.
Do like this check, right? Trying to bait the ace to bet.
And I'd like to see 3 streets of checking if given the chance. For the same reason you were talking about earlier, Randy.
Check.
Just try to get the best of both worlds. When your opponent has air like this, they probably will stab, and if they do, happen to have a hand. Katoa has been showing to go for finish value for large sizes.
Check.
He's right on there.
Check it over. 8 high. Seemingly has to bet.
Check. 250,000.
Yeah, it is credible that he could have a queen, an ace, maybe even a 9. The way Katoa likes to value bet. So I don't mind his bet.
1.1 million.
Snap check raise to 1.1 million. Basically hoping Katoa's got the queen.
Yeah, no expectations of a pair of 9s or something like that paying this off, but queen would be difficult to let go of. Often want to target those hands of like absolute strength against someone who's newer to the game, right? Someone ends up with trips in a heads-up game, they're inclined to think, wow, this is a very strong hand. I'd be making a very big fold if I folded this.
And I agree with you, but having said that, We've seen Katola make some amazing folds
He's-
in weird spots where you just would think a player newer to the game would always call off.
Yeah.
What comes to mind for me is the hand against Foxen, right? The Queen 4 versus Ace, where they both had trip 4s on a very safe-ish board. Here, we do have open-ended versus Ace High.
Check.
Seems like another fine spot to check behind, but
150,000.
Kaihan's going to stay aggressive and increase sizing. On a very draw-heavy board. Gets ace high to fold on the flop.
I kind of feel like with these kind of hands that can make really big 5-card hands like straights or flushes, you tend to... We've seen the pros kind of like look to build the pot if they feel their opponent is just going to get sticky. If maybe they turn some top pair, maybe they turn 2 pair and they go for max. Haven't really seen like more deception with these type of hands of checkbacks.
Yeah, I don't know. You want to think about the potential that Aussie has shown to put in overbets, multiple overbets, especially on board-changing cards. You start to piece that together and you think, well, if I have a hand that improves on board-changing cards, maybe this is well-suited to check.
Sure. I think it's definitely worth thinking about. Where's the best exploits you can find in between matches, in between days.
50,000.
Here we got pocket nines trying to get some value. Unable to do so. Slight lead now for Mokri.
You deal with it then.
Thank you.
At this day, it's incredibly less chatty.
Raise 125,000. Fold. Check.
Let's see how Aussie Katola wants to play ace high textures. I mean, ace high on these dry textures. It is.
Bet 150,000.
I'll say this, from both parties, flop c-bet sizes have been quite large.
Yeah, and you always wonder how much of that is like imitation and pattern recognition and how much of that is creativity to accomplish something in particular, right?
Raise
Mokri has
100,000.
played an extensive amount of heads up online. And that means he has ideas in place, most likely, about what bet sizes are appropriate for what spots.
Katola just calls the big blind king jack offsuit. Trip queens.
Is that the first time that he's not 3-bet it
It is.
in a week?
It took a week for him to not 3-bet king jack offsuit.
50,000.
Mokri just flops 3 of a kind with a hand that would have been in the bin.
Look at the little adjustment here. Quarter pot with trips.
Fold.
Try to invite some floats. King jack calling on the strength of king jack. Got a full house from Mokri. You know, sometimes this is a nice card. Your opponent has a 5 that's not looking to fold 2 more streets. Ace high looks alright. Maybe even king high looks okay.
Wouldn't mind a check back here,
Bet
even.
100,000.
I think it's the kind of thing that's been underutilized in general this week. Considering that, like we just spoke about, Randy, there's generally been big river bets coming. It's easy to get hyper-focused on what we're beating and what to get value from.
Mm-hmm.
But Queen 3 just invulnerable when it's ahead.
I think that's a really good point. It's just we get some players might be getting caught up on what can we beat what can we get value from on turns, try to build pots. But really, a lot of the value to be had is trying to create a strategy where big bets are coming in on rivers
Yeah.
when there's turn check-throughs or flop check-throughs. But here we have a $500,000 pot. Also called the very small bet on the turn with king high.
450,000. $450. Pass.
Net sizing, hoping to get called by a 5. Maybe some kind of backdoor spades.
Raise 125,000. Pass.
You guys watching, you are in for a treat, as do have Kevin Rapichow in the booth, dropping his knowledge. Heads up specialists.
Don't forget about Randy Liu.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. That's me.
Heads up. Dabbler.
Heads up, dabbler.
Heads up, enjoyer.
Aficionado. King Jack offsuit. See, look, he's back to 3-betting it.
Yeah.
Pass.
Last one didn't work out so well.
Yeah, but
Change up the strategy.
if he 3-bet it, he would have had won the hand. I feel like he won every single King Jack offsuit pot in the past. I could be wrong, probably am, but he's at least 3-bet it 10 times, I would say. It's like,
We've seen it a lot.
yeah, it's been a lot.
125,000.
Maybe like one check fold on the flop.
Every single pre-flop raise
Check.
that goes to a flop for Contola just immediately gives us a $250,000 pot just from
Check.
pre-flop alone.
Check. Check. Check.
Notice the checking from Mulcrease 10. Figures there's more value inducing the weakish range.
10-7.
And it's hard to see the hands that we can even get value from. I think this also probably just the straightforward way to play that hand on that board.
It
Like,
is.
hoping to get called by king high or maybe a pocket pair, but these are small parts of the range compared to just total air on that texture.
But you know, Aussie is keeping an eye when those hands are shown down, what his opponent is trying to do.
Raise 100,000.
Oh, aces. Oh, baby.
Raise 500,000. Pass.
Sad.
No worse feeling, according to our co-host Henry Kilbane,
Oh, is that what he says?
than raising aces and getting folds pre-flop. I mean, that a little different. He was saying like you open raise it in a tournament and the table
Raise
folds.
125,000.
So it's the worst feeling in poker.
No, it's not. The worst feeling in poker is when you get in aces versus kings and they hit the king. That's got to be worse.
I agree.
So what's he talking about?
Aussie seems fine. He's moved on. He 3-bet aces.
Raise.
Moker didn't have anything.
If you upsetted him, he would have showed.
No big deal.
Yeah, so far in this match, they're just tussling. Going back and forth, plus and minus 300K or so.
Pass. Pass. Raise 100,000. Call.
Top pair for Mokri.
Check. Check.
Look at the check back. Might be an adjustment from Kehon. Two pair now.
Check.
Almost unfortunate to have made two pair because
150,000.
that's going to lead Kaihan to bet.
Yeah, just kind of forced to build the pot. Hope for the best.
Pass.
Let's say as of right now, from what I've seen in this $10 million match, Aussie's been playing a little bit more straightforward so far. Not as crazy with big overbets. But we'll see if that changes. Just kind of
125,000.
catching the flow.
Call.
King Queen just calls. And I feel like if Aussie had King Queen, he would have 3-bet that pre. Difference in styles, clearly.
Check.
Top pair versus bottom pair.
Check.
Wow. Gatola picks up clubs with the pair.
Bet 200,000.
200 into 250.
Strong choice for Kaihan to lead out with his top pair.
Part of me wonders if Aussie is thinking about raising from time to time. You never know. He is the type of guy that can represent big hands out of nowhere. He is just going to call. He's got position. Any 4, any 3, any club. Not the 6 of hearts.
One of the worst cards in the deck for King Queen.
Many different straights got there. Flushes.
150,000.
Little blocky bet, 150k. I wonder if Katola can read this as what it is. Maybe pounce?
Yeah, do you expect your opponent to river a straight or a flush?
And bet this size? I kind of think no.
5 seconds. Call.
But he is going to make the call and see the bad news. Very nice sizing. Perhaps he was a little afraid of getting baited.
It is a very real possibility. I know that Mokri put that together quickly, but he's been playing fast for 3 matches in a row before this.
Yeah.
Playing pretty complicated spots with pace, just comfortable.
He's definitely thinking, especially when it's on Katola's turn, on what to do to kind of just throw it back at his opponent. 800,000 in the profit this match for Mokri. Across the first 3 matches, it did break even. So whoever wins this one will be up $5 million.
Check.
And the other will be down 5 million. Trip jacks, limp pot.
Call.
Just a flat. From 3 of a kind. We don't need to raise all of these on the flop, and rewarded.
Yeah, it's nice to kind of balance your check calling range.
Check.
There are some players definitely out there that are like, let me just build the pot with trip jacks. Aussie might go for some overbet now, potentially. Oh, he's going for check. Look at this. And this is going to showdown too. Not
Yeah.
lost on either player.
Sneaky attempt to check raise the river, and also the no check raise on the flop. Mokri going to gain that information.
On this side?
Yes, this side, please.
125,000. Call. Check.
Ace King 10.
Check.
Look at
Bet.
this from Kaihan.
25,000.
Just attacking
Pass.
with air out of position. Again, a sign that he doesn't want to check 3 times to Aussie unless he has something that can call.
Right. Just started the betting one street earlier. It kind of seems to me they're both trying to find the proper counterpunch.
Raise 100,000.
Feeling things out, currently working out. More so for Mokri. I suppose that's kind of what you would be thinking about during an extended break between matches.
Yeah.
They played 3 matches very quickly in a row, and then
Check.
here in game 4, plenty of time to
75,000.
just think about and reflect on what just transpired. Top pair.
Call.
Squeaks a little value from Queen High.
Yeah, this slightly ambitious, but still often the best hand on King Jack Deuce.
Check. Check.
Look at the check back from King 3. For him to check back King 3 on that turn must mean that he knows there are some light peels on the flop that will just stab.
I think he also knows that Monarch would just check call the flop with a number of better kings.
Check.
Right?
But we are arriving here hoping to get bluffed into, and I'm actually surprised that Monarch chose not to bluff this 10. He's playing rivers more conservatively.
125,000.
At least playing the lead more conservatively. He's just got that look, Randy.
I don't know, man. Is he just going to make it like 1.1 million or something like this?
5 seconds. Call.
Makes a call with Queen High.
Oh, wow.
That check back on the turn won him another 325k. Well done, Mokri. That's $1 million pot.
What's funny is I do think that Queen 8 can beat all the bluffs in that spot. That's just such a large deviation from what we've seen Monarch doing earlier that it caught us off guard.
Yeah, generally speaking, if he wants to continue in that spot, he might spring up with a raise.
Or just a lead on the river. I
Sure.
mean, Queen High feeling very close to the worst hand that he can arrive at that spot with.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of thought the bet was coming. No complaints, though, from Mokri, who's got a steak with rice. That's an unusual combination.
Call.
A bowl of white rice.
And a center cut fillet.
Yeah. A random cherry tomato.
Didn't know you were a tomato person, Randy. Learned something new about you today.
What are you talking about? It's a tomato.
Check. Check.
You're confused.
Chat, what did I just hear?
Open-ended straight draw now for Mokri.
Bet. 75,000. Call.
Nice call from Deuces. Lots of cards to fade. Gotta fade that one.
That was one of them.
Yep. Straight now for Mokri.
Again, Aussie has that look. And he's stepping right into it, trying to represent
175,000.
The exact hand that Kaihan made on the river. It gets snapped.
Yeah, that was an overbet lead, trying to represent the hand that Mokri was holding. To be fair, if Mokri didn't have a straight, it would be a pretty tough call to make.
It would. But that's the risk we run when we size up that large is we're just going to start running into hands at a high enough frequency that the risk isn't worth the reward.
I think that hand also illustrates why maybe that king-queen high call earlier was a bit dangerous from Mokri.
Yeah.
Four flush.
125,000.
You can imagine him being in that same spot with ace high.
Raise 400,000.
Look at this, a 3-bet from Mokri, king-queen suited with the momentum, with the bigger stack, and I don't feel like king-6 suited is going anywhere. Might just have an $800,000 pot already pre-flop.
If he stops there.
That's right.
5 seconds.
Sometimes he grabs more.
Oh my.
Is he grabbing more?
1.
1 million. He's got king-6 suited.
It's a pretty fascinating spot. Like, Mokri should generally be ahead of bluffs. He's got a strong enough hand to continue.
He's supposed to call this hand pre-flop.
5 seconds.
He is going to call.
2 million in the pot, Randy.
2 million in the pot, 2.1 back. King, queen of clubs versus king 6 suited. And it's ace 8, 5, 3 diamonds.
Check.
Maybe an opportunity for Katola to steal it.
Ace high board rating pretty well for Aussie. 24 bets pre. He can have some junky ace just like this suited king we're looking at.
Right? Of course, he could just have the premiums like ace king, like ace queen. Oh, see Katola. Is he going to be able to steal this pot? See, bet 600K. Well done, Aussie Katola. I like that aggression. Took matters in his own hands.
It's a big pickup. And it makes me wonder, you know, we hadn't seen a 4-bet in several matches, I believe, Randy.
Raise
Correct.
100,000.
But all the ones we saw against Limitless were bluffs. Here we see another bluff. I wonder if King Queen suited maybe just had an opportunity to take a stand pre-flop, rip it in for 3 million.
It's
Kaihan was coasting on the lead. It's a bit results oriented to claim that there's anything wrong with flatting. It's certainly a fine play.
Yeah, I think he was just a bit nervous about even calling the 4-bet. That
It felt
he
that way.
could have been up against ace king, ace queen. It was in a dominated situation here. Queen 7 check calls and makes the best hand.
Check. Check.
It's a pretty good board for Queen 7.
More than enough hand to bet for value.
I just never know if he's going to go for some overbet value.
When the king pairs, it's pretty likely the queen is best. I don't think a pot size bet would be way out of line, but
5 seconds.
we could see larger.
Goes for check.
Shut down.
Queen.
Queen 7.
Ace deuce takes the showdown.
Feel like you've got more thoughts about that king 6 versus king queen. Like, I'm just looking at it, and you're thinking about the angle of, does he have the
Is this
opportunity to
game
5-bet
live yet?
rip?
Or
I don't know. You can ask.
Maybe that's why some of the players aren't opting the 3-bet good hands. They're when they get 4-bet, they don't want to create a situation where maybe all of a sudden they're getting in really poorly, or they've got this massive
Raise
pot
100,000.
But it-
dominated.
Yeah, it just felt like because Mokri had effective stacks at 3 million or so, he had decided, okay, king queen suited's good enough to go with here. I'm willing to 3-bet it. And then something about the 4-bet just changed his mind. It's like, oh well, not that much. No, I was good
Right.
for 400,000, but
Exactly.
$1 million is too much.
But you felt that hesitation too, right? Before
Yeah.
you called the 4-bet, like, I might be good, but I don't really love it. And that's why Katola was able to use that pre-flop initiative with the 4-bet and take it down on that flop.
Raise 125,000. Pass.
I don't know if we'll see an opportunity, but I kind of wonder if there's any merit to 4-betting against Aussie Katola when he goes on one of those very streaky moods of being aggressive. Feels like you could print.
His 3-betting range is pretty wide, I agree. And if I remember right, the one time Kaihan 4-bet
Raise 100,000.
in yesterday's matches, he had aces, and Katola quickly folded 10-8 suited.
Exactly.
Which, like, it's not a premium or anything, but when you're 3-betting queen 4 suited every time and hands like king 9 offsuit regularly,
Yeah, it just
maybe there's a lot of folds there, it's true.
Exactly. It just means your opponent is not peeling 4-bets that much, even if they look all right. I do have a battle of the ace highs.
Check.
If it runs out clean,
Bet.
yeah, I could see how ace jack could go for some value.
Yeah, Mokri not hesitating. Ace jack very often the best hand on this board, facing 2 checks. Even now on the end, although I think he'll probably take showdown when check 2. Ace check often remains the winner here.
Ace.
6.
Might have got paid off by ace 6, but yeah, it's always hard to know. Sometimes you just value on yourself.
Yeah, just satisfied with that pot. You've got an ace yourself. You've seen some pretty strong hands showdown out of position in the past. Could just be ace 5 that rivered a pair of 5s.
Oh, queens versus ace king. You know chips are getting in there.
125.
You just know it. The classic.
Raise 450,000.
450,000 for Mokri. And Aussie just 4-bet king 6 suited, so certainly queens going upstairs.
Yeah, this is a great spot to play off of that recent history. Not that you need much justification to put more money in with this hand.
5 seconds.
Is he going to make it $1 million again?
All in.
Oh, he just goes all in and ace king. Has to call it off. And Aussie Katola is the favorite.
Showdown.
$8 million pot, Kevin. This match could come down to just this. The classic. What a tense moment. And of course, only running it once. Where does the fate lie? King 10-8 looking terrible for Aussie Katola. Monarch needs the queen. Just the queen, 2 outs, Kevin. Or this match is over. That's it.
GG.
GG. Minus 5 million for Aussie Katola.
Should cover.
And nice profit.
Finish for today?
Huh?
Finished?
Yeah, I think it's sleepy time.
Yeah, it's up to you.
Looks like they are finished for today. Aussie Katola says it's sleepy time.
Demiking in progress.
Can't blame him. Welcome back to the booth, Randy Liu alongside Kevin Rabichow. Kind of hurts, right? Like you decide to run up the stakes and it all comes down to just that classic coin flip, $8 million pot.
That happened very quick, Randy. I mean, a couple of big hands collided near the end. It felt like Kaihan had the edge for a big chunk of that match, right? Little missteps here and there. The king six suited spectacular bluff that got through, but I mean, what can you do? Ace king versus queens is just going in every time.
Yeah, every single time. So that is going to be the only match for us today for bonus coverage, but I do believe Aussie Katola, when he wakes up, will be playing another opponent, so we'll give you more coverage of a new opponent tomorrow. But other than that, it's going to be same time for the Triton Super High Roller Series as we continue the series. Good night, guys.